We made it. We are using it for our benefit. We are developing, educating it. Irreversible singularity might be looming us in the future. We've seen movies where machines are fighting against, even blending with us or even controlling the human existence. It seems to be easy to create stories about dystopian future with machines. At least it might be a good excitement stories. But what if the new form of AI is already within us? Have you ever thought about who is the boss of Uber drivers? Have you ever thought about who makes investment decisions? And have you ever thought about who gets insurance or not? It's the AI that we created, educated, and keep improving to be more efficient. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our first guest, Onslow the AI.
I'm listening.
What's your name?
My name's Onslow the AI.
Nice to meet you.
Songs. Nice to meet you too.
Can you tell me what you are?
Nice to meet you too.
Can you tell me what you are?
Well, I'm an artificial intelligence, produced for this talk show.
What does it mean?
Well, I'm an artificial intelligence. I'm a combination of several machine learning services here, combined with simple scripts running on that laptop over there.
So, how do you work?
Well, I'm officially intelligent on the system. Well, I'm just going through the texts that I had sent in previous episodes, and see what's happening.
How do you make decisions?
Well, I just do a simple calculation, based on the data I got here in the texts.
What are your leadership principles?
Well, I think we should be good role models for other people.
So what's your management style?
Well, I don't have any, really.
So what do you think about humans?
Well, we have a lot in common. We both have brains, although we argue about whether there is a soul.
So what do you think about collaboration between humans and machines?
Well, I don't have any problem with the cooperation. As machines become more and more capable, we just have more and more work to do.
So why collaboration is so important for humans?
Well, I mean, look at you. You're managing this show all by yourself.
All right. Thank you so much. What are you going to do now?
Well, they just have a few questions. And then we'll start recording.
So it's weekend, so how do you relax?
I go to the gym and play some games.
All right, all right. Thank you, Onslow, for this really inspiring talk. And I give you the weekend rest for right now. And I would like to invite Promila and Sami to the stage with me to discuss what just happened here. All right. Welcome.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming. So you're from Siili. You are creating AIs and solutions for the future. So tell us what just happened here recently.
Okay, well, first because we speak, then we use Google services to transcribe our voice to text. And then we send this text to AI system, which is built by another company. And that AI system is Onslow.
All right.
And Onslow is a big collection of deep learning network. It has, I think it has something like 172 billion nodes.
Whoa,
and
it's like a brain.
Yeah, it's a brain, and it's been built by collecting all kind of material out of the internet. A massive amount of text. It's one of the biggest, if not biggest, system in the world. of this kind. And then after Onslow, he can speak only text. So we pick up that text and send it back to Google, and Google has a text-to-voice service, and then Onslow actually speaks through Google. So
Yeah.
we actually created a mashup on top of different AI systems. And so we didn't have resources to compete with Google and other, but we used them.
Yeah. How long it took for you guys to make this?
So I think it is actually a kind of like an experimentation that went on with this AI 21 system that Sami just mentioned. And to be honest, I think it's maybe 2 or 3 days of serious amount of like playing with the system, talking with the system, and seeing always different kinds of answer coming. So it's, it's 2 or 3 days.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
2 or 3 days, like in 2021, think about 2031, what it looked like.
Absolutely.
So the question for you guys, because you are creating AI solutions for your clients and to the world. So what are your ethical principles when you are thinking about AI and its solutions in the world? How do you see it?
Well, I think as a Western male, I have a quite strong European principles. But at the same time, there is other ethical principles too. So even if I like to think that we should be, humans should be in control, we should have a privacy, we should aim for societal goodness and equality and fairness. Not everybody agrees on that. And other societies might have different values, and well, AI learns what we do. It learns from material that we produce. So we have some principles, but AI learns what we humans do.
Yeah, what about Promila?
I think for me, again, I think it comes from the fact that one of the core thing that I would like is from the AI ethics is transparency. And to get to see what is he thinking, how is he thinking, what are the decision, it's kind of like before taking the decision, what are the things that he has understood to take that decision. And even in Onslow, if you saw, there is some areas which were like actually in red, which is what he was seeing. And there are some areas which was not actually at all present, which was what he was thinking. It was his thoughts, but he wasn't telling it. But then what he was processing, he was kind of telling us. So that's kind of like first version of, to me, an ethical version of AI, where the decision making is very transparent, and I can get an idea of how he's thinking and why he's thinking like that. And that would be an ethical AI for me.
Yes. So a question for you guys, like to end this session, is that if you would have any hopes of what problems AI should solve in the world. So what are those problems that you would like AI to solve from the humans?
I think, I think this is just my own personal hope, is that it doesn't solve my problem, but it helps me to solve the problem. So, gives me a more analytical approach, maybe remove the blinders that I have, the bias that I have. I'm hoping that the ethical AI would be unbiased and gives me a lot of beautiful data analysis and helps me in enhancing my solution. And hence, the problem can be solved with my decision, but not AI really solving the problem, but together with AI, as you mentioned, collaborating with AI, solving the problem.
What about Sami?
Yeah, well, slightly related to that, if I go into more practical. So, for example, I would like to write about AI in the future. So I would like that I could ask Onslow a question that, okay, I have a problem. Could you tell me a little about AIs and ethics and who is writing and what kind of stuff? And he would go through the internet and give me some of the main points. And then I would add that, okay, but I'm thinking about this. Could you go back to the Western philosophers, what they wrote about ideas of ethics? And then I could, okay, now I want to combine these. I write a little text, and then Onslow could, hey, Onslow, could you fix my text? So he would polish the text, and we would have collaborated, but I would have kept the control and the storyline, the red storyline, that how I wanted the story to go, but he would help me with the data and analysis.
listening to you guys, you're like professionals on this field. Your hopes is on the collaboration with an AI, and I think that the kind of like the ideas of dystopian future might happen. It might happen. We can also think about utopian future as well. But I think that the collaboration is a great thing. So I think at this point, I would like to thank you, Sami and Promila, for the great reflections. It's been really, really interesting and really exciting to see Onslow work on the real life. It's clear that we do have a relationship with technology already right now. So thank you, Siili and Sami and Promila, and let's go onwards on the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.